What is good, everyone? It is the Bad Gamer bringing you another video of Dead by Daylight. And today I'm going to be showing you one of the best perks builds you can use in the game. Some fun perks you can use just all around to make you happy when you're playing, but also to help you get some wins and to escape the trials. Okay, so let's get right into it. First build I have, we're going to be using Bounce Landing for the exhaustion perk. So Bounce Landing lets you fall from big heights and gives you the ability to sprint burst out of that. So that's really good when being chased from killers, and you can use high buildings for a good advantage against the killer. Next I have Adrenaline, so that once all the gens are powered off, you get healed from, depending if you're from a dying state, you can get up and you become injured, or if you're from injured, you gain full health and you gain endurance, so that's really good. Next is Iron Will. Iron Will allows you to not scream and cause pain injuries, because that stuff is reduced by 100%, so that's really good when you're trying to hide from the killer and be really immersed. And next is Borrowed Time. This allows you to save teammates off hooks, especially when they're face campers, and it can actually give a lot of help to your teammates, because a lot of killers are going to start tunneling now, so it gives them advantage to get a hit off and still get away. The next build I have for you guys is the Immersed / Stealthy build. And I actually used this type of build when I first started because I was really scared of the killer, but now I started to use different perks just for fun, but this is still a great perk. So first we have Spine Chill. It allows you to recognize when the killer is has line of sight in you and are looking in your direction from 36-meter range. It also helps you with when it's active, repairing, sabotaging, and cleansing. It's increased all by 6%, so that's really good when you're in a chase. Quick and Quiet allows you to hop over vaults and hide in lockers without making any sounds, so this is really good for staying healthy, because if you're in a chase with the killer and you lose line of sight of him, you can easily hop in a locker and he won't realize. Iron Will, just how I said before, it reduces grunts of pain by 100%, so that's really good when you're not trying to get the killer's attention. And lastly is Urban Evasion on 3 tiers. It's really good because when you're crouching, you're hiding behind trees, or you're hiding around a corner, you can easily crouch to the another side really quickly, so the killer doesn't have any line of sight on you. So this is the Stealthy and Immersed build, and it's actually really fun. The next build I have for you guys is I like to call it the try hard build. So this is when you're actually trying to get a lot of wins. Maybe you're trying to do 10 escapes in a row challenge, or you're just really trying to play good. So this build is really good for when you're trying to play really good and you're trying to escape most of the trials. So first we have DS, and this helps with killers that tunnel a lot. So after you get unhooked, this appears for 60 seconds, and if the killer is able to down you and pick you up again, you're able to get a skill check, and then after that, if you get the skill check right, you automatically escape the killer's grasp, and it stuns the killer for 5 seconds, so it gives you another chance to escape, and that's really good, especially when killers start tunneling. Next perk we have is Unbreakable. This is really good for when killers start slugging you, and it allows you to increase your recovery speed by 35%, and you can get off the floor when you're down. You can get off the floor if the killer's slugging you and they're not picking you up and they're trying to go for another survivor, so that's really good in situations like the Oni where they start to slug you a lot and you're able to get up and help your team. Next is Iron Will. I said this a lot. If you can't tell by now, Iron Will is one of my favorite perks. Like, it helps me a lot when I'm trying to stay pretty stealthy, because like maybe I've been on the hook twice and I'm not trying to get hit again. This helps me a lot so the killer doesn't hear my pain and I can stay stealthy from him. And the next is an exhaustion perk. It's Sprint Burst. This is good when the killer's on you. You can maybe he'll think that you're just walking and you're gonna give him a hit, and then you sprint burst out of there. Honestly, it doesn't really matter the exhaust. So the next perk build I have is like the stealthy vault build. So I'm gonna show you right now. So it's light. Light, you guys know what it is. It's whenever you vault something fast, you go into a sprint burst and you're able to run 150% faster than normal speed for 3 seconds. And when you pair this up with Come Dance With Me, you leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds when you fast vault or you leave a locker. So if you fast vault and as soon as your life runs out, you could tell that your Dance With Me runs out, and then you won't have no scratch marks, and then the killer won't be able to know where you are. This pairs up good with Quick and Quiet, because if you're able to do a fast vault without the killer knowing that you're fast vaulting, and then you use Come Dance With Me, he won't see your scratch marks and he'll still think you're in the area. And I like Fixated too, because this helps you recognize when your scratch marks are back in place, when they start moving. And it's actually a really good perk. It's actually underrated. A lot of people don't like it, but it helps you see your scratch marks at all times, and you can walk 20% faster. So it's really good when you want to try to loop the killer with your own scratch marks, try to make him think that you're still in an area while you actually walked away. Build I have, this is for when you're solo queuing mostly, or you're playing one player and you're not gonna rely on your teammates so much. So we have DS. If you get unhooked and there's a lot of tunneling killers, you're able to get out of it and stun the killer for 5 seconds. Next is Bond. This is actually really good when you're solo queuing, because if a player's hooked and then everyone starts running to the hooked player, then no one's doing gens, no one's doing objectives, then everyone could be caught. So it's really bad. So if you have Bond, you can see if someone's doing a generator near you, if someone's going for the save, if someone's in a chase. It actually gives you a lot of information, especially when your teammates can't give you that. But you can also switch Bond with Kindred. So Kindred is whenever a survivor gets hooked, you can see the killer's aura within 16 range, and you can see every other survivor's aura too. So next is Iron Will. I said this again, I'm gonna say it again. It's a really good perk. It reduces your guns of pain by 100%, so it could keep you stealthy and could save you. Trust me. Next we have Borrowed Time. This is really good for if you see that your friends are doing a gen, your other teammates are doing a gen, and you need to go for the save, then you can either use Borrowed Time to give that hook survivor an extra chance to escape if the killer's gonna tunnel him, or instead of Borrowed Time, you could use Will Make It right here. So it's when you hook the survivor, you can heal him like 100% faster, and I actually like this perk. I use it a lot just when I see killers like really far away and I can get a heal off quickly. Yeah. Next perk build I have, it's really it's a fun perk build that it's just for when you're trying to have a good time in DVD, because this game could get a bit stressful and could get you mad easy, especially with the types of killers out there right now. So this is really for like if you're playing with a friend and you want to troll the killer a bit, you just want to have some fun. Okay, so the first build we have Diversion, and it's actually so funny the way your character just throws a pebble into an area and the killer is able to just run down there. It's actually so funny. I do it a lot when I'm playing with custom games with my friends. It's actually really funny, and I like to play in real matches too. Next we have Head On. This is a really good build. You've probably seen other YouTubers do it before. I'm gonna just explain it. So basically, when they have 2 lockers, killers, teammates, YouTubers, like they get there and their friend, they each go in a different locker, and eventually Head On pops up, and then when the killer is coming near them, they pop out with Head On, and they stun the killer, and then basically the killer starts to chase one of them, and they do it again. So it's actually really funny. Then especially when sometimes if one of them gets caught and their head-ons aren't ready, they have that flashlight ready for them, and yeah, they use a flashlight to save them, and it's actually really funny. Next, we have DS, because if you are gonna get hit and your teammate isn't able to get you off with a flashlight, you can use DS and it stuns the killer, and that will get the killer even more mad, and it makes the game super funny. I've done it before, and honestly, I might show you guys a video on it soon, because the gameplay is actually amazing. I'm gonna have to get my friend to play with me. And last is borrowed time, just in case you get the killer so mad that he starts to face cap your teammate or you, and you can't really do anything about it other than borrowed time. So yeah, that's gonna end the video here, guys. Thanks so much for 7 subscribers. It means a lot to me. Hopefully we can hit 10 soon, and this community is really awesome, and I'm gonna be posting more content soon for you guys, because you guys do mean a lot to me. So yeah, thanks. Please like and subscribe for more. Thanks.